Good morning everybody, Tuesday the 18th of October today. I can't remember what month it was. Tuesday the 18th of October, and I'm out down this tiny little intimate stretch of the Avon this morning to do a little bit of drop shotting. Now those of you who follow the channel regularly will know I haven't been out. The last video was a week and a half ago, getting on for, and you can probably hear the reason why. I'm still all bunged up. Family and I have had COVID. In the meantime, when I was travelling home from that session on the Y a week ago Saturday, I started to get a sore throat. My glands were up. I thought, this is a bit ominous, but the kids are just back at school, you know, it could be anything. But yeah, family and I were very rough by early in the week. Took a test and it was indeed COVID. So on the mend still, but getting there. It wasn't horrendous, but it was not good at all. Certainly weren't, you know, anything like calling in to go in the hospital or anything like that. You know, we weren't that bad, but we were pretty rough for a few days. My wife had it a bit worse than me, to be honest. But we're on the mend, as you can probably hear. I'm a bit croaky and a bit nasal, and so apologies for that. But I thought I'd get out. Felt well enough to perhaps do an hour or so down here, hence bringing the drop shotting gear with me. I'll run you through the stuff. Can have a nice short session in the middle of the day. I mean, it's not ideal for it really today. It's very, very sunny, as you can see. It's we had a frost last night as well, so it's not ideal, but perhaps we'll get some perch out, might get some chub out, some pike, even a zander, who knows. Now I've got two rods with me. I've got my fin Nord profiler, which is 1/4 to 3/4 of an ounce. I'm going to chuck some plugs about on that, or crankbaits as they get called these days. That's the idea. I've got a cheapy Advanta reel on there. These are on offer at the moment. I thought it was a nice little reel, X540. And I've got the same reel on the other rod, which is a new rod, which I said I'd get in the last video when I did some drop shotting. Got the same reel on there. And this is a Ninja, Dowat Ninja drop shot rod. What details we got on here? 1 to 9 grams. So it's perfect for a bit of drop shotting. It's got a nice sensitive tip on it as well. Bought some bits and pieces with me, which you can probably show you. Got a few bits and pieces together. So I did enjoy doing this last time round, so I thought I'd get some bits and pieces together. I got some sort of micro jigs around and some small plugs and stuff, and various bits I can drop shot with, some really, really tiny stuff. I fancy having to go for all sorts of species really. And I have bought a pot of worms with me as well, because I do like doing a bit of drop shotting with worms. So that's the plan. Bit of throwing the crankbaits around, the plugs around, bit of drop shotting, and perhaps a bit of micro jigging as well. We'll see how we get on. We'll start off in here, I think. We'll run in here. We'll have a roam about all over the place until I can't stand anymore and I collapse and have to go home. Right, enough waffle. Let's get on with it. Now, fortunately, we got the stretch to ourselves today, so that's a bonus. I'm going to let this drift off around there, under that tree, so we can tempt anything. Got the polarising glasses on. We can do a bit of sight fishing today. It's so clear, the river. Not really ideal conditions, but hopefully we can christen some of these lures on a fish or two. I say not ideal conditions really. Now we may well encounter some pike today, so I've got a wire trace on with this crankbait, because I'm going to be flinging it into some places that I can't see. And you never know, we might have a fish shoot out of the cover. I don't want to get bitten off, be leaving gear in fish. So as I say, I've got a wire trace on, just to make sure we land everything. hopefully we'll see a pike or two around the place. I think I caught a pike yet this season. We'll have a couple of more casts in here. There's not too many smaller fish roaming around. On my feet I can see the odd tiny little micro perch, a little roach and stuff. I think we'll find some more likely looking swims than this to do a bit of drop shotting in. Nothing doing in here at the moment. Really not a good time of day though, is it? Never mind. So guys, I just grabbed the drop shot rod. There's a few reasonable size perch in here I can see. I can see one over there that certainly looks a decent size. Hopefully I cannot mess it up. I can actually catch it. I mean, I can't see him very well. Just some dark shapes. Oh, aye. He's interested. I think we got him. Oh no, we didn't. We got a much smaller one next to him. But we got one anyway. That's good. I don't think he's quite a lifter. Such a beautiful colour in this this clear water. Oh, that's good. You probably wrecked the swim, but oh, there's a smaller one next to him that I didn't see that grabbed it first. Oh dear. Never mind. It's a start. Christen the new rod. That's wonderful. Great stuff. Right, we'll keep him in the net down here so he doesn't upset all his mates, although we are fishing right very close in, so we might have upset them all. Immediately seem a bit more interested than the last time I was fishing. It's very, very slow going. If you've seen the last video, it was very difficult. I got some in the end, but they really played hard to get. I think that bigger one's still there. It's very difficult to see. It is like, it's that. It is very clear, but I'm probably looking in about a good 4 foot of water, I should think. How on earth did I miss that? There's definitely a bigger one down there, but the trouble is, all the little ones keep grabbing it first. Wonderful doing a bit of sight fishing though. I do love it. It's nice to be out again after a week and a half. Probably doesn't seem a long time to some of you guys, a week and a half without going fishing, but as you'll know if you watch the channel, I do go a lot. And I probably missed about 3 trips by not going. Again, shouldn't moan about getting bites, but when you can see bigger ones, and he's dropped back in. When you can see bigger ones and you're catching the littler ones, a bit frustrating. Cracking little swim though, this. No, there's nothing of any size down there anymore. We'll move on. We'll have a few chucks with a plug first. It's very fast water in here. I think we're going to catch anything besides a chub, perhaps. There's a little perch, well, I say little, it's not actually that little down here in front of me. A couple of them actually. Let's get that drop shot rod. There's a nice perch down here. Looks a reasonable size. I don't really want to wade through the crankbaits to try and get one to get down to him. He's right down here by my feet. Hopefully you can see all right. Just such funny shadowy water at the moment. Lost sight of him now. There we go. I think that's him. Well, that's great. That's a nice one. Oh, he'll do. He'll do on the drop shot, christen the rod. Fantastic. Oh, that's wonderful. No beast, I'm very happy with that. Just pulling the drop shot through, the worm through, and I saw him actually go towards it, but I didn't see him take it. It's quite deep in the edge down there. I think that's the one I've been watching now. There we are, I'll him over the net, have a look at him. Fantastic, that's cracking. Very pleased with that. Wonderful. Right, once again, we'll keep him down here in the edge, in the net. He'll be nice and happy in there for 5 minutes. See if we can't winkle out his big brother. Right, time for a move. Let's go and see if we can find another shady little corner. Ooh, there's quite a nice perch down there. Just flinging the crankbait about. And quite a nice perch just came into view. There he is. Let's see if we can drop this in front of him. And everything's on it. He sailed on past, I think. He did. Yeah, well, we got him. I think it's him anyway. Certainly a reasonable one again. Well, we're doing right today, aren't we? God, it's a long way down to the water here. Forgot about this swim. Fab. That's great stuff. We're doing all right today, despite the weather. Well, a lovely fish. There we are. Got a lovely perch in the sunshine. Fantastic. So I've just stopped off in this swim we fished earlier. As I was walking past it, there's a few fish milling about in here. Nothing I can see of any particular size, but I just fancied, because it's nice and slack in the edge here, there's a few little perch around and what look like roach. I don't know, perhaps a few gudgeon. I've just got this little jig head on. I'm just wondering, I could have a little go in here with that. Just see if we can winkle a fish out on this little jig out in imitation worm. It's a tiny little 0.7 of a gram jig head with a sort of 1.5 centimetre long worm on it, or imitation worm. Be interesting to see the fish's reaction. To the moment is slight curiosity, but not much more than that. Yay! Our first fish on a micro jig head. little perch came up and snaffled it. Great stuff. Go on, back you go. We're not going to put you in the net. So, last swim is going to be out on the main river. I've had a look at a couple of more swims since that last one, but I've not seen anything to cast to. Not seen anything in here either, to be honest, but it's a bit of depth in here, so we'll bounce a few worms around and perhaps throw the crankbait about for 10 minutes before we call it a day. Nice bit of cover just right here. I'm sure you can see. Looks pretty fishy. Oh, yeah, not then. That's half my worm. There we go. Well, not microscopic, but not the biggest perch I've ever caught, I have to say. But it seems like there's a few down there. Let's put him in the net so he doesn't go and scare all his mates. Right, where's your big brother? Well, there's your brother. My big brother. Oh, this is good. Lovely fish. I think I might. Careful. Let's put a jelly worm on, rather than a real one. They seem quite agreeable in here. There we go. All lifters just about. Cracking. I've tried a fake worm. Absolutely nothing doing. I would imagine it's my incompetence at making it look real. Ah. Frustrating. Very enjoyable. I'm just fishing down this snag down here. This old tree trunk. It's pretty deep in the margins as well. I mean, the river's only probably 4 or 5 foot across, all the way across. I mean, and it's 4 or 5 foot right at my feet. I can just about see the bottom. The old light coloured thing on the bottom, I can see like a leaf. I can just about make it out. There's a tinge of colour to the river actually today, which is nice. Alright, bit of interest. There we go. Well, we're having a few out. Not particularly massive, but we're catching a few. That's 4 out of here, I think. All I do, I've got a jig head on there, a white jig head, look, and sticking a worm on a hook and bouncing it along the bottom. Seems to be quite productive in here. I say they're not crawling up the rods, but seems to be quite a good method when there's a bit of flow on like this. I mean, I know very little about lure fishing. I suppose we're not really lure fishing, we're fishing with worms, aren't we? But you take my point. Don't know a great deal about it. I don't know whether this is a done thing or not. I presume it is. Just hoping to land on a slightly bigger fish. Oh, there we go. What we got? Oh, little pike. Well, there you go. Oh, he's off. Little jack about this long. I'm sure he hasn't knackered my fluorocarbon. He was hooked in the mouth there, so I don't think he will have. No, that feels fine. Well, is there going to be any perch down here if there's a little pike? Probably not. We'll give it another 5 minutes. No, that's me done. A thoroughly enjoyable couple of hours down here. Probably more like 2.5 now. But yeah, it's been great fun. I've really enjoyed that. I am really starting to enjoy this lure fishing. I've not done any good on the crankbaits today, on the plugs, but I had some on the new Dropshot rod, which is fantastic. Some on worms and some on the artificial baits as well, so I'm pleased about that. Some of the few little perch on the jelly worms, so that's brilliant. I'm perhaps getting the hang of it a little bit. We'll see. But no, I am enjoying that. It's especially enjoyable when you can sight fish. There's a bit of a tinge of colour in here, but earlier on up the stretch, and we caught those nicer perch. It's nice to do a bit of sight fishing. I do like sight fishing. Now, when I'm going to be out again, I'm shattered now, to be honest, after 2 hours. So it's probably going to be another short session, perhaps later on in the week. I need to go and rest my back. My back's in bits, I have to say. Been sofa bound for a week and a half, or pretty much, almost. So yeah, it's nice to get out, get a bit of fresh air in my lungs, and try and get them up to full capacity again. Anyway, I'm waffling. I hope you enjoyed that half as much as I did. Really, really pleased to be out, as you can probably see by the smile on my face. Thank you very much for watching. Tight lines, enjoy your own angling when you get out there yourselves. Many thanks to the channel patrons for your fantastic support, and I'll see you all again very soon.